Hello, my name is Courtney Davis, and I am a member of the Targeted Grants and Volunteer Resources Committee with the Junior League of Washington. I'm here with Erica Ahdoot from Horton's Kids, a 2019-2020 Targeted Grant Community Partner recipient. So thank you so much, Erica, for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome. I wanted to talk a little bit about learning more about your organization, your mission, the number of participants that you serve. Just give me a little bit of a background on your organization.
Sure. Well, our mission is to empower children who are growing up in DC's most under-resourced communities so they graduate from high school ready to succeed in college, career, and life. We have been around for about 31 years. And as I said, we're in Ward 8 of Southeast in two particular neighborhoods right now, Wellington Park and Stanton Oaks. We serve children K through 12, so we really are there for the entire trajectory of a child's academic career. And we do this through a very comprehensive, holistic set of services and programs in academics, youth development, health and basic needs, and family and community engagement. So we are not only there to support the children, but also to support families who support children. So we really are believing in bringing everybody in the community together to help to move things along. We serve about 550 students right now, and over the next 3 years, we're looking to add another 150 students as well.
That's amazing. I understand that you all use this Junior League grant for your older youth program. Can you talk a little bit about how this grant has impacted your program?
Absolutely. And so the older youth program is like the second half of our continuum. So it's children who are in grades 7 through 12. And so this is a critical time because you've got some big transitions in those years. One is the transition into middle school, 7th grade in particular. And again, that transition into high school, with 9th grade being a very transformative year in terms of kids being able to graduate from high school on time, and then really working with students to prepare for what comes after high school, so career and college readiness. So it's a big part of our operation. It's critical, and support from the Junior League has really helped us just continue to build out and deepen the work that we do with our students. So we've got academic and social emotional programming that we do. Each older youth has a staff person assigned to them as sort of like a support coach that checks in with them regularly and sort of takes them through all of the different stages of those years. We also have a mentoring program that we do with the high school students, and our college and career piece that happens when they get into the high school years really takes them sort of over that finish line and into the next phase of life. And I would say definitely during this past year, the support from this grant has been instrumental in helping us convert a lot of that to virtual. And so all of those touch points, the tutoring, the academic support, the social emotional support, that's been able to continue because we've been able to provide technology and also just sort of stay really at the forefront in terms of engagement and support as everybody navigates, dealing with this crisis.
Yeah, I'm glad that you mentioned that because there, a lot of organizations have had to pivot, and I'm glad to hear that the Junior League's grant has helped you all pivot to virtual learning. Can you talk about some of your organization's greatest successes in the recent years as it relates to the pandemic and, having the opportunity to receive this grant from the Junior League?
Yeah. Well, I think as it relates to the pandemic, we've been able to, aside from 1 week where we shut down because there was a scare in the immediate neighborhood and that was determined to be safe, which was early on in the pandemic, we have been in the neighborhood every single week, 3 to 4 days a week, distributing food, meals, any diapers, other health and basic need items, PPE, anything that you can think of that sort of come up. In addition to that, which was most important when it all first went down too for the students, particularly the older students, was the technology piece. So the Wi-Fi, the hotspots, the actual hardware before the schools were able to get those out to students, and any other supplemental learning or educational supplies that would be helpful. So we are very proud of just no disruption there and being able to do those supports. I think the other big success is the fact that we expanded this year. So we were in Wellington Park for 31 years, and just in October, we opened our second center, which is Stanton Oaks. And we have enrolled already 43 students in that program. And over the next 3 years, we will get to 150 students and their families that we'll be able to serve. So it's been an incredible challenge to have an expansion during a time when everybody's sort of locked down and not out and about. But because we have such a long-term relationship with folks in the neighborhood, we've been able to leverage that and, you know, generate excitement about us starting an operation up the street as well. So we're very, very excited about that. I think also related to the pandemic is that we were able to develop what we call a family resilience fund. And this has been essential because there's so many different things that come up that you couldn't anticipate that families have needed in the past year. For example, one child needed a desk. We were able to purchase that for them through the Family Resilience Fund. Another parent needed a blood pressure machine who couldn't get out to do regular appointments with doctors. There have been blue light glasses, headphones, anything that you can imagine that sort of comes up to say, this is how I can engage, this is how I'm going to get through this period of time. And we've been able to draw on support from organizations like yours and others to really put those things into place. So it's been incredible.
That sounds awesome. And congratulations on the expansion to the new location in Ward 8. I'm really happy to hear that you all were able to expand during the pandemic. I know it sounds crazy, but true. Can you talk a little bit about ways that your organization has been able to partner with the Junior League, outside of receiving the funds?
Yeah, I mean, I think that one of the things that really stands out to us is the volunteerism and some of the in-kind drives that happen, especially this year, just really relying on, those kind of supports for supplies or household items or anything that sort of has come up. The Junior League is always willing and responsive and just right there as a partner to try to, generate support for us and get those things to families. So it's been incredible. And over the years, we've had events that the kids and the families really look forward to. I mean, you can't only sort of focus on the academic piece. There's all of the stuff that makes life joyful and fun, like Christmas parties and Halloween parties and things like that, that the Junior League helps us to provide and has transitioned to doing that virtually in the past year, those have been really happy moments in this year where things have been tough at times. So that's been incredible.
That's awesome. And is there anything else that you'd like to share about your organization that you haven't already mentioned?
I would just say, as we gear up for returning to some sense of normalcy, perhaps this summer, more so in the fall, we are really anticipating the fact that we're going to have to work towards recovery. There's been a lot of learning loss and a lot of loss and grief and anything that sort of has come along with this past year. And so I think just the continued support of partners like you in the volunteer effort, in financial capacity, and thinking about advocacy at a city or federal level, because we really do want resources to come so that we can provide that kind of recovery intervention over the next year and just sort of double down on anything that we were even doing previously.
That's great to hear. Well, thank you, Erica, so much for taking the time to speak with us. Again, congratulations on all the success that you all have had in the past year, and I hope for more continuation of that.
Yes, and thank you for all of your support.
Thank you.